Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the LG Watch Urbane 2 and we're going to do a comparison to the Huawei watch. Let's check it out. So we have both watches here. This is the Huawei watch. I have the stainless steel version of it now. The aesthetics of the watch itself are pretty much contained within the unit itself, so we're going to focus on it there. But the reason why we wanted to compare the two here is this is the only other watch that's on the market right now that you're able to have a speaker built in that is functional. This was built into the unit itself when I first purchased it, but the actual feature wasn't turned on until recently. The reason why we want to compare it to the LG Watch Urbane 2, it also has a built-in speaker. It also has functionality as far as GSM. I'm using my my actual sun shield for my camera right now just to be able to kind of make sure that the watch stays up for you guys. As there's one big comparison between the two. This watch has replaceable bands. You're able to replace this and use whatever. You can even use the new Google Mode bands that have been announced. I do have a custom watch face here, of course, where the LG Watch Urbane 2 does not have that. And the reason behind that is part of the LTE antennas are built into the actual watch band. So one of the things you can't do is change it. I can say definitely that the band itself is not uncomfortable. It's more plasticky, and there is supposed to be another version that came out that was supposed to be more leather, but it's actually a lot more rigid as far as plastic. It's pretty thick. It's meant to be durable. That's one thing we want to basically knock that out first. Again, as I stated in the beginning, there's one big difference between the two, obviously, is that this is an LTE-enabled watch, which means if you leave the area where your phone, in this situation I'm using the LG G5, is no longer in the same area as your watch, you switch over to LTE connection and you're now tethered to your phone via LTE. So notifications, messages, anything that goes to your phone will come to the watch. Unfortunately, calls don't transfer that way unless you're on Bluetooth, but that's something we'll get into in a little bit. Now, both watches officially were released in 2015, and I say officially because the LG Watch Urbane 2 was released and then recalled due to a screen display issue, and then it was re-released again in 2016. One of the things I want to make sure, even though aesthetically you may see them that they may have different sizes and screen, but the actual difference in size between the two of them on the screen is very, very minimal. One thing I want to make sure first and foremost I want to mention here is that they both IP67 rated, which means you can use them in water, dust, basically the same level of resistance to water. There's no concerns there. The other thing you want to make sure that you're aware of essentially here is that one of them is using POLED technology, which is about the 60 million colors. The other one is using AMOLED. Both displays are very vibrant, very, very nice. There's a few subtle differences between the two, and I'll get into that. This is a 1.4-inch display. This is a 1.38. Very, very minimal display differences. Now, due to the fact that how the bezel looks on the watches, it may look like the watch on the Urbane 2 is a little bit bigger, but when you measure the actual displays, they're actually about the same. The resolution kind of changes a little bit. The Watch Urbane does go up to I think it's like 348 ppi. It's 480 by 480, where the Huawei watch is 400 by 400, which is about 286 ppi. Higher density, much better, sharper display on the right here, and we do definitely have a different technology, of course, protecting it. We have Gorilla Glass 3 on the LG Urbane, and then we also have this is basically sapphire crystal glass, which essentially is supposed to be even more durable than most standard glass. So different technologies protecting it, both known for being really good at protecting our devices. The other thing I want to mention to you guys is both have 4 gigabytes of internal storage, but the LG Watch Urbane does have 768 megabytes of RAM, where the Huawei watch has only 412. Doesn't really attempt too much or say too much as far as the performance. We're going to get into that in one quick second. Both have built-in Wi-Fi, both have built-in speakers. This one has an LTE compatibility using the nano SIM. Now, this is on Verizon's network. I want to say thank you to Verizon for allowing me to review this unit. And then one of the main benefits that you have here, of course, is they both have pedometers, health benefits, heart rate monitors that connect to their own prospective applications on our devices. Both of them have different specifications. The Urbane watch is intended to basically have about 60 hours of mixed usage. And as far as the LG watch, the Huawei watch, it has about, roughly about 48 hours worth of mixed usage. That's one thing you want to keep in mind, and that's due to the fact that this has a 300 milliamp battery and this has a 570 milliamp battery. Bigger size, bigger battery, smaller footprint, you have a smaller battery. Getting into the actual UI and the setup itself, both have same functionality, so we're going to go ahead and go down, and if I swing it back from the top, you'll notice we have the same functionality as far as the setup. They're both running Marshmallow. The information, the instruction is pretty much all the same. I'm going to go ahead and go into setting on both of them. You'll notice that basically there are some functionalities that are very similar. The only difference, of course, here when we go down, we have sound, which will give us the ability to control our sound, we have volumes and different things, and it's similar, again, if we go here. The one thing when you're looking at them right now, I don't know if you get a chance to see it, you see that this is actually a little bit darker, than this is a little bit more washed out. I'm not sure why, but when I put them next to each other, we definitely can see the differences. And then we'll go in here, same thing, all the different functionalities are pretty much the same. We'll swipe up to the right, let's swipe it away. We have Wi-Fi, we have Bluetooth, and then here we have the additional functionality of cellular. So we're going to go into Bluetooth real quick, and we're going to make sure one functionality is turned on, and that is play device audio on watch. And this one was not turned on. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on here. And this enables us to be able to use our watches as speakers. So we'll be able to talk to each other using these functionalities. We'll swipe away, and of course I have cellular, I have it turned on, and then just something that we don't have to worry about it. Functional systems, they both work the same way. The Huawei watch has 3 buttons, 2 of them are pre-configured, and one is the functions is the same button here. So pressing it once, turn on the device. And then this one's mapped to contacts, and this one's mapped to the LG Health application. And so you can basically start doing your LG Health applications. Again, perspective, each one has their own, they both work the same way, they both function right, they're pretty much the same for me. What I wanted to double check for you guys is the functionality of watch, as well as using it as a speakerphone. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a phone call that's directly using our watch Urbane. I'm going to go ahead and dial, let's say 611. At the same time, I'm having my other phone turn on. I'm going to turn on Bluetooth. You'll notice the watch itself picked up the call right away. I'm going to go ahead and mute it. So one thing we are able to do, we have the dialer, we have mute call, we have pause call, volume, and then we're able to go back in. We can actually, of course, hang up directly to the call from here. It hangs up on the phone. We're able to initiate calls directly from here if we want. We can go directly and then find the dialer on our watch. Go here. This is the recent call we just made. You'll notice the started call here, but the actual call is actually on the phone, and it's connected via Bluetooth. That's one of the main benefits of having a speaker on the watch itself. You don't have to pick up your phone to make a call anymore. You can make it directly from the watch itself. And again, you can go in, and here's our dial pad, and then we have volume. And you notice it is changing the volume on the device itself. And then I'm just going to say here, swipe away, bring down, and hang up. Hangs up the call. Very, very nice. The sound is pretty clear. Again, it's a speakerphone that's on a watch. There's something to be expected as far as the level of audio that we're going to get here. We're going to do the same experiment here now, and we're going to be using it on our Huawei watch. This is running on T-Mobile. This is running on Verizon. That's why we're getting different answers whenever we go in 611. So I'm going to go here, and you try to turn on the Bluetooth. No.
How can I help you today?
Same functionality. Swipe up, swipe down. We have volume. I'm able to control the volume, similar to the one on the watch. And I can say pause, answer. I have the dial pad, and I can just say hang up right here. Audio-wise, both sound pretty much the same. They're both about as clear as you can get from a watch. They're about the same size as screens. Battery life will last you longer. You have a functionality here you don't have in the Huawei watch, which is the LTE functionality. You are never really losing tether from your phone. Even if you forget your phone in one location, or if you, let's say you want to go for a run, this watch will definitely do a really good job specifically. And the fact that it's running on Verizon's network, you're going to get a really good connection, really solid experience there. As far as the Huawei watch, I think aesthetically it looks very nice. It has its own beautiful design. I've had a lot of compliments given me just based on the design of the watch and the fact that it lights up, because it really looks like a regular watch, or a premium watch, which is what Huawei was going for. I find that the LG Watch Urbane is more ruggedized. It's great for sports, going out and doing different things. And I think it's just basically from the sheer size of it, you notice it's a much bigger watch. It houses a much bigger battery. It has more RAM, slightly more capacity of RAM, 768 over 512. Yeah, 512 to 768. But the extra capacity in battery is really compensated by the fact that you do need more battery to run the LTE. It does drain battery much faster when you're running on LTE more frequently, but if you're running on Bluetooth, you can definitely get that mixed usage, about 60 hours that they were advertising there. Overall, very good watches, both perspective. This is unlocked, will work with any Android, iOS devices. This will work with any iOS or any Android device, but the functionality of what you're using it, as far as being able to use it with your phone, you do need to have it as part of a data plan on your carrier, and I think it's like an additional $10 a month or so. Don't quote me on that, but you need to check with your local carrier. Hope you guys like this. I wanted to do a quick comparison between the two. I think a lot of people have considered or looked at different smartwatches, and the LG Watch Urbane 2 is definitely a very strong contender. I think the resolution bump that's built into it is very nice. The fact you have more RAM, it runs smoother. I find it that there's no hiccups, there's no concerns. Almost all the Android Wear watches right now have only 512 megabytes of RAM. This already trumps that by going about 100. Basically, this is 150% of what you have on your normal watch. And then battery life, of course, we're talking a lot more than just having the 300 milliamp hour bank that you have on your standard Huawei watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what you currently use as far as a smart wear device. Do you use Android Wear? Do you use something else? Personally, I like both. I'm very sad that I'm going to have to return the LG Watch Urbane very soon back to Verizon, but I want to say thank you for allowing me to have it for a certain amount of time to use it with my LG G5. Like and subscribe as usual. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is the LG G5. It's here. I finally have it from T-Mobile. I did a pre-order, and the main benefit, of course, is that now you have an external battery that you can use for your G5.